So today is no exception. So today we're going to look at love is patient. And so I brought some items with me, and I actually was going to bring the tray. I actually made this last night to show you guys, but I'm not a cook. I'm a pastor. So it didn't turn out as well as I thought it was, but bear with me the example, okay? So I have here Betty Crocker's Delights Peanut Butter Cookie Brownie. That sounds delicious, right? Yes. I wish I could have brought you a taste of what I made yesterday, but I don't think you want to eat it. Yes. Yes, it is. No, you can't. But good question. Okay, so here I have this box, and inside this box we have all the ingredients. It hasn't been opened, and we have eggs, okay? So we're ready to cook. So imagine with me, okay, that I have my bowl, I have the oil, I have butter, and 2 tablespoons of water, okay? And I have a bowl here, and I'm mixing it all together, okay? Do I have brownies? Do I have brownies? But I have all the ingredients. I have the eggs, the oil, the batter. Do I have brownies? But it says those are the ingredients that you need. What's the one thing that's missing here? Heat. Cook. Basically what? Time. Okay? Can you have brownies before the time is up? So right here it says for an 8 by 8 you need 34 to 39 minutes. This is where, okay, we really need to focus in on. Let me tell you, part of what we do here in the upper room is really challenge you to think, but at the same time, we really want you to understand where we come from. We're adults, okay? I'm an adult. My staff are adults. We don't know what it is to be high school. We were in high school many years ago. For me, many, many more years ago. But I do remember this, okay? It seems that at this age, you all think that you pretty much have it all, and you are ready to make relationships, or you're ready to get into a relationship, right? And this morning when we talk about our topic of love is patient, time is not something we like to do. Time is not something like we like to wait on. We don't like to wait. We kind of get a little antsy, right? We start looking at our clocks. We start looking at, when is Pastor going to finish this sermon? I got to go. I have to sing in the choir. Can he hurry it up a little, right? But you see, you can't have brownies until the time is ready. And today we're going to learn that you can't have a healthy, successful relationship until the time is right. So I have a song that maybe you guys have heard, okay? And this song goes something like this. I'm not going to sing it. Oh no, here we go again. Fighting over what I said. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Who am I singing? Who's this? Demi Lovato. Okay. Bad at love? No, I'm not good at this. But I can't say I'm innocent. Not hardly. But I'm sorry. She goes on. She says, and all my friends, they know it's true. That I don't know who I'm without you. I got it bad, baby. Okay? I got it bad, right? I know she doesn't sing it that well. Okay? All right. She goes on, the chorus, it goes, oh, tell me you love me. I need someone on days like this. I do. On days like this, tell me you love me. I need someone on days like this. I do. On days like this, oh, can you hear this is my favorite part. Can you hear my heart say, oh, right? Oh, okay. I would be great in karaoke. You ain't nobody till you got somebody, okay? You ain't nobody till you got somebody. My heart's like, oh, there's my favorite part. Oh, oh. Yeah. No, you ain't nobody till you got somebody, right? Oh, okay. I know she sings it this well. Trust me. I heard the video. Okay, and then she has this part in her song. She says, everything I need is standing in front of me. I know that we'll be all right. All right, yeah. Through the ups and downs, baby, I'm sticking around. I promise we'll be all right. All right. And then she goes back into the chorus. Demi Lovato says a phrase quite a bit, okay? I love you, okay? And it seems that for Demi and for so many people, love is that one word that it's the magical word that just makes things just disappear. It fills the gap for perhaps misbehaviors, okay? It fills the gap when things don't make sense and you say, baby, I love you. I love you, right? Did you remember your anniversary? No, but baby, I love you. That's all you need, right? Okay? You don't call me. You don't text me. You don't even talk to me. Baby, I love you, though. I love you. It doesn't excuse anything, right, girls? Okay? It doesn't excuse anything, right, guys? You see, love, contrary to what Demi says, is not a word. And a few weeks ago, we talked about how love is not a feeling. It's a choice, but we said something else. Love is not a feeling, but a principle. Love is not a feeling, it's a principle. It's more than just, well, I feel like I love you, and it seems that so many songs, and let me tell you, it was hard for me to find a song that was popular that you guys listen to about waiting. It seems no one likes to wait. That's not something that is in our vocabulary. Waiting for you or waiting for the right person to come, because we just know, okay? And you take the ingredients from our brownie mix, right? And we take the ingredients from our brownie mix, and it seems that, okay, we think that all you have to do is say, baby, I love you, okay? But take this, okay? Imagine with me that you have, okay, you have all the ingredients to make these brownies. You have all the ingredients to make relationships, okay? And we'll compare eggs to our feelings. What you're feeling inside is different, right? What you're feeling inside is, that butterfly sensation, that the dry mouth perhaps, the sweaty palms, that you really want to meet this girl, you really want to talk to this guy, and you just, you see him and you start playing with your hair, right, girls? I don't get that one, okay? Okay? Guys, you're like rubbing your pants off or something, like, what's wrong with your pants? Nothing, bro, what's wrong? Nothing. I just see that girl and she just makes me nervous, okay? You have the feelings. And if we had oil, that means the passion. And if we have, the milk or the ingredients, then that's a person. Now we have all the necessary ingredients for a relationship. But do we? No. We realize that there's one thing that we still need, and it's time. It's the process of waiting. And I know that this is the hard part for many of us because we don't like to wait. But let me tell you this. Time is the best ingredient. Time is the best ingredient. You can't cut it. You can't shortcut it. You can't dissect it or move away. You can't say, well, I don't want to wait. I just want what I know I need. There's something about waiting that is necessary. But here's the problem, and this is the problem when we talk about dating and waiting and all these kind of things, okay? Because so many times I have students sit in front of me and tell me, Pastor, I really like this girl. I really like this boy. I think I'm falling in love. And I think it's sweet and I think it's cute that you have those emotions, I remember when I was your age, okay, many moons ago. But the difference between infatuation and love is time. And let me tell you, it's nice that you have those feelings. It's normal to have those feelings. But you have to be able to see clearly that when you love a person, you love them even when, okay, it's difficult to love them. You love them even with their weaknesses. Because that's different than just she makes me feel really nice. I like the way he talks to me. The difference between infatuation and love is time. But here's the question, okay? How do you know? How do you know if your relationships are going too fast, okay? How do you know if your relationship is going too fast for anything, okay? Before I answer that question, because I will answer you this question, I want to ask you a question. What's your rush? What's in it that you have to have? Well, Pastor, there's everyone in my class is dating. Everyone in my class is having a boyfriend and girlfriend. What about me? I'm a senior or I'm a junior, and I've never gone on a date. I don't even know what to do, you know? I've never kissed a boy. I've never kissed a girl. Well, okay, I've never kissed a boy. But I've kissed my son. That's different. Okay, but here's the thing. What's your rush? Okay? Why do you need to have a relationship? And that's something that I know that some of us don't want to hear. But I'm 15. Let me just remind you, you have your whole life ahead of you. Now, if you were 65, 70, I'd say, hey, it's time for you to start finding someone, you know? But you're 15. You're 14. You're 17. I know, and it's your parents didn't hire me to give you this talk, okay? But I do tell you this, that enjoy your time in high school. Enjoy your friends in high school. Enjoy the times that you could be at home and not have to pay bills and not have to work and not have to sacrifice friends and fun because you have to feed someone else's mouth. Let me tell you, being a grown-up is not all fun and games. Yes, you get to go to sleep at whatever time and you can go wherever you want, but someone has to pay for it, right? You have to work. You have to go to a job. You have to make ends. You have to pay bills. There's no fun in that sometimes. But here's what I understand. So many of us have this thing that I need to have it, Pastor. I need, and it consumes us, and I have to be in a relationship unless I'm not happy. Okay? Here's the thing. Let me give you just a quick thing about my family. So let's go rewind back to a few years ago, okay? I'm in college, and I'm in a strange country called Mexico, and I don't speak a lick of Spanish, and I'm meeting all kinds of people. And there's this one girl that I met, super cute girl. Wow, she's amazing, okay? And, I start working in Pathfinders to where I met Marcel, our helper here. And I started talking to this girl, okay? She wasn't a Pathfinder. She worked with the Pathfinder Club, okay? And we started hanging out, find things that we have in common. 3 months afterwards, I asked this girl to be my girlfriend. Now, remember, I didn't speak Spanish, so in my broken Spanish, I sort of said something like, be my girlfriend. And I think she agreed. I hope she agreed. And so, we started dating, okay? So I knew this girl was special. Now, you might say, but it took you 3 months to figure that out. Yes. Hold on, okay? This is how I knew my wife was special. Because, see, for me, I dated girls that, I don't want to say this, but they were not much of a challenge. I knew the girls liked me, okay? And they were really sweet, really cute. So I really didn't go for a girl that didn't like me and, I had to work a little extra hard for. And for me, it was just natural, that I would do or say things. And the girls pretty much just went with whatever I said. I know this sounds shady. I know, I'm sorry. But I remember the time that we were going out to eat, and it was a bunch of us, and my girlfriend and I were in this group, and they start saying, hey, let's invite so-and-so. We're going to keep his name out because this is being recorded, and he might be able to see this, and I want him to know. But he might know who he is. Okay, so anyways, they say, hey, why don't we bring so-and-so? And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. And they're like, well, why not? And I was like, no, it's okay. And everybody's like, no, we should bring him. You know, poor guy, he doesn't have anywhere to eat. I was like, look, man, we're not bringing this guy. He's a bum. Like, he never brings his wallet. We always have to cover his pay. No. And my girlfriend was right there. And she turns to me and she says, that's so messed up. And then she uses the word. She's like, I thought you were a Christian. And I was like, what? And I was like, and everybody's like, oh. And then she's like, and you say you want to be a pastor and you're treating people like this? And everybody's like, oh, you got burned by your girl. And I got so embarrassed. I could feel my face get red. I was sweating. I was like, and then I knew, this is the girl I want to marry, you know? I just knew this girl was special. And from then on, I started working towards making my relationship stick. But here's the thing, okay? I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy. And let me tell you, and as we see in a couple of minutes, okay? This is the one thing I want you to take. Time is the best ingredient. If we have to use it in brownies, if we have to use it with pizza, if we have to use it for high school, why not apply it in everything else? Why not apply it in your dating relationships? Now you might say, but Pastor, I'm not dating anybody. I want to. Look around, okay? Let's look around here, okay? Some of you might marry each other in about 10, 15 years. So look around. You might be marrying the person that's on the other side of the room. Okay, remember that. When you do get married, invite me to the wedding. I love to do the ceremony, okay? Some of you are like, my girl's not here, though. Okay? Oops. She wasn't here. Okay? So why not apply it in everything else? Okay? Here's the thing. Listen to what Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says this, starting in verse 1. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under the heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to harvest, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build up. Here we go. Ready? A time to cry, a time to laugh, a time to grieve, a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace time, and a time to turn away, a time to search, a time to quit searching, a time to keep, and a time to throw away, a time to tear, and a time to mend, a time to be quiet, a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time for peace. If this was Sesame Street, the word of the day is time. There you go. You're like, what Sesame Street? What do people really get for all their hard work? I have seen the burden God has placed on us all. And this is what I want you to take and park here. Because maybe this is the message that some of you need to hear today. God makes everything, say it with me, beautiful for its own time. In some of your versions, if you have a different version, it says, he makes everything beautiful in his time. You guys remember that old song? In his time, he makes all things beautiful in his time. You know, I know we don't want to hear that because it doesn't make sense and it's a song we don't hear anymore. But there's something about time when we are reminded that love is patient, that everything works in his time. But you see, time for some of us is our nemesis. Time for some of us is something we don't like. And maybe you know this guy, right? Samson. It seems Samson was great on waiting, right? He was phenomenal with waiting, right? No. Samson did not like to wait. And we'll see in just a couple of seconds what I mean by that. What do we know about Samson? Samson was strong, okay? Samson was brave. Samson was courageous. But he was a sucker for girls, okay? I mean, I'm sorry, girls. You know, your beauty makes us stumble and makes us stutter and makes us sweat, okay? We're a total mess. Right, guys? Can I get an amen? There we go. But here's the thing. If Samson would have understood this concept, perhaps Samson's story would have ended differently. Listen to what he says in Judges chapter 14. Coming back, he says, when he returned home, he told his father and his mother, I'm going to change my voice here to make it more masculine. A young Philistine, oh no, wait. Yes, a young Philistine woman in Timnah caught my eye. It's sort of like an Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of thing. Yeah, I don't have a cold or anything. A young Philistine woman in Timnah caught my eye. I want to, say it with me. Ew. Okay, remind me again, who is Samson? He is a strong, courageous. No, that's who he wants to marry. Okay, he is an Israelite. And what is his official title in Israel? What is his official title? He's a judge. Okay, he's a judge, which basically means he's a general. Okay, he's a general. They're not judges like the ones that we see with court and the black skirts and whatever dresses. Black skirts. I can totally see that. So here's the thing. He's a judge. And his responsibility is to make wise decisions on behalf of the people. His responsibility is see cases and make sentences. And now he is wanting to get married. And who does he want to get married to? A Philistine woman. This is where it's sort of like, I don't know if this is part of the script, right? I mean, maybe you know this in personal experience, right? If you're a Cowboys fan, you don't associate with Eagle fans. Yes, thank you, okay? If you're a basketball, appreciator or whatever, admirer, okay? And you're from this area, you don't associate with the what? San Antonio Spurs, right? Because we are Dallas Mavericks, right? Here's the thing. God had told the Israelites that they should marry with their own kind, but now Samson realizes, I don't want my own kind, I want another kind, and I want the Philistine kind, because she's awesome and hot, and she's, everything I dreamed of. And he says to his parents, go bring her, so that I can what? Marry her. Here's what I understand, okay? The time it took for his parents to go and bring back this girl was the time he was going to wait for this to be the right person. Like us, he had all the right ingredients, right? He had feelings, he had passion, he had a person. Hey, let's do this. Let's get married. Guys, I wish it was that easy. And I shared with you a couple weeks ago that all you need to do to fall in love is have a pulse. But it takes more work to stay in love. It takes a lot more work. And I think I'm the only married person except Mrs. Gonzalez back there, okay? Let me tell you, being in love and staying in love is harder than just falling in love. And it's so easy to hear in songs and love songs how people fall in love. But let me tell you this, okay? What you're doing right now as you're evaluating your relationships, marriage ends with dating. And I know some of you guys aren't thinking about getting married, hopefully, anytime soon, okay? I don't know. Okay, we will leave that up to you, okay? But for the most part, okay, right now you're thinking about graduating high school, perhaps going, to college or going to the military. But here's the thing. Marriage is the end result of all dating. And gentlemen, let me remind you, okay? After being married, dating ends. Game over, okay? So many people get those two confused. Now, it's okay to date your wife, but not to date someone else's wife. Does that make sense? Okay? Yeah? Okay. So here's the thing. You might be saying, well, Pastor, why are we having this series? Because I'm not getting married and I'm not. But here's where I really want you to focus in on. You might know people, and maybe you are that person, that you're taking your relationship way too fast. And you're going 100 and 120 miles per hour thinking, this is how I feel. These are the right emotions. I'm old enough. I can make my own decisions. We love each other. We're just going to go for it. Let me tell you this. Nothing ends up pretty after 130, 40 miles per hour. Cars were not made to be running that fast for that long. So if cars which go that fast, but are not made to go that fast, then why do you think that your relationships need to go that fast? Well, we love each other, Pastor. We just know. Here's the thing. Relationships don't have shortcuts. You can't carve out 15 months or 10 months and say, well, we don't need 10 months to realize that we really like each other. We're just going to show each other how much we like each other. Okay? Maybe you're sitting next to someone that you've known for a while. Okay? Maybe you're sitting next to a person that maybe you're related to, so that doesn't count. But here's the thing. If you're sitting next to a friend, there is a point where you didn't know this person, right? Okay? Kim. There's a person that yeah. Okay, so you could have said, okay, the person that I'm sitting next to, there was a time where I didn't know them. And you had to introduce yourself. And there was that awkwardness, like, what is your name? Like, what do you do? Where are you from? Right? Remember that? And maybe you thought they were kind of weird, Don't admit to them now. But here's the thing. Eventually, you spent time together and created experience that now you say, hey, yeah, she's kind of cool. He's kind of cool. We hang out. We have things in common. There's no shortcuts to becoming friends. Then why do you think relationships can have shortcuts? And here's what I understand, and listen with me, okay? We only know, Dr. Henry Cloud, from the book that we're taking this series from, Boundaries, in our relationships, he says, we only know each other to the extent that we have the experience with each other. We can know facts about the person we are dating and their friends and their jobs and their hobbies. But he goes on to say, but we don't really know them. I know some of you. I know most of you. I know you by name, okay? And you know me by name. But let me ask you this. What's my favorite color? Gray. Okay, now you know. But the only person that knows me is my family and my wife. And here's what you need to know, okay, to know. It's one thing knowing these ideas, these, friends and jobs and hobbies and what they do, the movies they like. But really getting time to know a person, you need this word, experience. Experience requires time. And what you need to develop in your relationships, whether it's dating or not, that you need to create experiences. So here's a list, okay? Ready? This is how you create experience with the people that you're close with, okay? You get to know each other's families. Learning the best style of disagreement and conflict management. Understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses. I forgot to put that in there. Meeting and spending time with each other's friends. Let me just tell you real quick about my relationship. I told you that I dated my wife. We dated for about 4 years, okay? 3.5 years long distance. Now, I'm going to tell you, long distance can work, but you got to put extra effort into it. But here's the thing that I tell you, okay? When we were dating, we never fought, ever. We never had an argument. We never had a disagreement. Everything was peachy keen, okay? And here's the other thing. We never broke up, ever. Okay? Now, looking at my relationship, you would think, man, this pastor, you had the perfect relationship. Well, I did, but here's the thing that I realized. Our relationship was so superficial, okay? And if she was here, she would admit to this. We spent maybe 30 minutes a week, maybe 2 hours a month hanging out with each other, like getting to know each other. When I would call her when I was here in the States, we would talk for about 15, 20 minutes. And she would tell me what she did during the day, and I'd tell her what I did during the day, and that was it. And then this was calling cards. I know you don't know what those are. But here's the thing. When we got married, it was totally different. We had passionate conversations, okay? Not arguments, not disagreements, just passionate, okay? We speak passionately. And here's the thing. We didn't understand each other. We are completely opposite when it comes to our personalities. So why is it that if you're dating, listen to number 5, you don't do this? Here's what I've seen, and I'm not looking at anybody. I'm keeping my eyes straight. So if there's couples here, I'm not judging you. I'm looking at the clock. Why is it that every time I see your partner, I see you? If I see your partner, if I see you, I see your partner. Why is it that in high school we think I need to spend as much time all the time, every minute of the day, always with you, because I can't leave? Is that creepy? But I can't go. Where am I going to go? I need to be with you all the time. I have no friends. Just you. That's what I say. I'm going to look straight ahead. I'm not looking at anybody, okay? Why is it that you think that you need to spend all your time with your significant other? Well, Pastor, I need to spend time with her because I need to get to know her. I need to get to know him. Yes, 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 yes. But take it from someone who's married. I don't think I could be with my wife 24/7, 365 days of the year. You need some space. And if you're moving too fast and your relationship is not where it needs to be, it's probably because, number 5, you don't do enough. Spend time away from each other. Not break up, not separate, just to think through the relationship. Just to, give yourself some clarity and allow friends to give you some input. Because here's what I understand, okay? Time invested is equal to the time of importance. What you put your time into is the worth you give it. And you might say, well, that's why, Pastor, I need to spend as much time as I need with my girl and my boy, right? Boyfriend or whatever. I don't like saying that because it sounds like Okay, so so time invested is equal to the time of importance. But here's the thing. You don't rush into things that you know, okay, have importance. It takes you 4 years to graduate high school. Why? Because we think it's that important. It takes you 4 years to find a career because we think it's that important. It takes months of research to make a big purchase. Then why is it that if you see a guy or if you see a girl, you're just like, yep, he's the one, she's the one, I'm in love? Hold on. You got to try them out, see what they're like, and have to see them in different lights, not just while you're dating, okay? Because here's the thing. Listen to this. A bad marriage is worse than a bad single state. I give counseling to couples, okay? I don't do much, but when I do. And, when they're getting married, I give them premarital counseling. And I tell them, we go over about 5 or 6 lessons. And at the end, I have a heart-to-heart with them. And I tell them this thing. Listen to this. Out of 10 couples that are getting married, 5 of them get divorced. Okay? In this room right here, eventually you will be married. And statistics don't lie that half of us in this room, our marriages will end in divorce. There's another 50% that are not divorced, but of those 50, 40% of them are with their significant other only for the kids, for the finances, or because of the community or the culture in which they live in. That means there's a 10% window. What did I say? There's a 10% window that says people who are with each other, happily married, are married because they love each other and they want to be with each other. Guys, if you don't get this concept of time now, I'm not saying you're going to get divorced. What I am saying is, a bad marriage is worse than a bad single state. So it's better for you to work on you before you start thinking about us. Because some of us know what divorce looks like. Some of you know what it looks like to stay a weekend with mom and a weekend with dad. And let me tell you, let me remind you, okay? Your parents didn't wake up one morning and say, I want to be divorced. They didn't wake up or they didn't get married thinking, you know, in 5 years, we're probably going to get divorced. No one wakes up that way. But here's the thing, divorce is real. Why? Because people perhaps don't think the consequences of their decisions through. Listen to what Proverbs 21:5 says. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. It's so easy to just go with our feelings. It's so easy to just think and assume that everything's all right. But if you don't take the time to really invest in you and in the process of waiting, it only gets worse and it only gets harder. You see, Paul was right when he said love is patient. And patience, guys, is a decision. Patience is you saying, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to take it down a notch. You guys know I have 2 boys, right? My oldest is Elian. He was just in here a while ago. And my youngest is Tiago, okay? Tiago's about 3 feet tall. And you know, last week we were in Disney World. And when we walk with Tiago, we have to go at his pace, okay? And Tiago's the type of person that he gets distracted real easily. He'll see something and we're walking and he doesn't realize we're walking and we're dragging him. He's like, you know, he's like this, you know, everywhere. And we have to walk special with Tiago because when we take big steps, right, what happens to Tiago? He's like jumping, okay? He's like, you know, he can't keep up. And let me just tell you, that's what waiting does. Waiting has to make this decision that you have to go at someone else's pace. I like what Andy Stanley says. He says this. He says, patience is choosing to do less than you are capable for the sake of keeping in step with someone else. You go at their pace. You go at a slower pace than you typically would. Patience is a decision to pause and not to push. If you're dating someone, listen to me, if you're dating someone, if you're interested in someone and they are pushing you, they're asking you, they're requesting of you that you need to take it up a notch, that you need to show how much that you love them, then you really need to start looking at this relationship through the eyes of reason. What's the rush? Why are we going so fast? Why are you saying that you love me and we just started dating like last week, okay? Patience is a decision to pause and not to push. So how do you know? How do you know if your relationship is going too fast? And we asked this question at the beginning. How do you know if fast is too fast? You know each other emotionally more than you know each other objectively. And I would replace the emotion by physically. You know each other physically more than you do objectively. Oh, but when we're together, Pastor, when he looks into my eyes and I look into his and, you know, we're hugging and, you know, it just gets, it's just. 2, you find yourself more invested in the relationship than in areas of your life that are important to you. You do what he does. You do what she does. You don't have time for you anymore. You find yourself with no friends other than your partner. And all your friends keep giving you feedback that you're moving too fast. If you fall in any one of these categories, then you're probably going too fast. So what do you do? What do? You do these 4 things. You identify what's the rush. You diagnose the relationship. You ask a friend or pastor for feedback, and say it with me, the fourth one. You get a life. And some of you are like, I don't know what that is. Is that a cereal? I know relationships for some of us are not the big one. You know, it's not the thing that we think about, right? We're thinking about our video games. We're thinking about our movies. We're thinking about, what we're going to do later on, which at 2 o'clock you're going to go and help us out at Global Youth Day. But here's the thing. Listen. If I can have your attention, please, eyes up here, eyes up here, eyes up here. When you have your life set and your priorities set, everything else falls into place. You might be saying, but Pastor, what does this have to do with God? What does this have to do with the Bible? Well, I can tell you that maybe the reason why you're going too fast is because this relationship is out of sync in the priorities of your life. Eyes up here, eyes up here, eyes up here, girls. And maybe, just maybe, your priority needs to be God, me, or you, and then everyone else. If God is not the center of your relationship, everything else is affected. You want healthy, strong, good relationships? Keep God at the center. Ecclesiastes 4:9-11 talks about how two are better than one. And if one falls, one picks the other up. But woe to them who has no one when they fall. Many of you are like, that's why I need a boyfriend. That's why I need a girlfriend. Wait. But verse 11 says, a strand of three is not easily broken. Solomon, what are you talking about? Why three, not two? What keeps marriages together? Is it the kids? Is it the finances? What keeps marriages together? It's God. And I'm not saying, and please do not quote me, that the reason why there's divorce is because God is not at the center. But I can tell you this. When we put things above God and we don't have things in the right priority, everything else is affected. So we want to encourage you today as we close to ask the question, is time a factor in your life? And if it is not, if you don't like waiting, if something that this bothers you, then just realize you can't have brownies without waiting. And love is patient. So if time is the best ingredient, why not apply it in everything else? At this time, I want to just encourage you. Because here's the thing. The greatest relationship that you need to have, the number one relationship you need to have, is not a boy, it's not a girl, it's a God. And my invitation to you this morning, eyes up here, eyes up here, eyes up here, is this. What are you searching for? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Is it this loneliness that you feel? Because God has been standing here all this time saying, I'm the one you're looking for. I'm going to invite you to please stand up. Another love song, another sermon, another weekend, and you still haven't made that decision to follow Jesus. I'm going to say it again. Another love song, another sermon, another weekend, and you still keep putting that decision off. How many more songs do you have to listen to until you are convinced that the greatest love song was sung by a man on a cross on Calvary? How many relationships do you need to go through to realize that there's only one relationship you really need, and his name is Jesus Christ? How many more sermons do I have to preach here, and how many more weekends does it have to take for you to realize it's time? It's time. Jesus is coming back. Believe it or not, you want to close your eyes, you want to close your ears and say, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Let me tell you, look around you. It is happening. And here's where it all comes down to it. If God is not at the center, then everything else does not fall into place. It's out of sync. Please, please, please understand this. That the greatest relationship you need to have is not with another person. It's nice, it's good. But the greatest relationship you need to have is a relationship with Jesus Christ.